From the banks of the Missouri River all the way to the Mississippi, Iowa's history is rooted in green fields and crowned with our Golden Dome. We're known for our state fair and our role in national politics. But the people who live here know it's the Iowans who make this state special. These are the stories, the characters that make us say, this is home. This is Iowa.
KCCI presents a celebration of the people who make our state special. This is Iowa.
I'm Eric Hansen. For decades, KCCI has been sharing the stories of our neighbors. We've told you about the tragedies and the triumphs and the characters who make our community so special. Well, today, we're going to spend a little bit more time investing in those stories. We begin along a gravel road near Hubbard with a morning ritual as consistent as the sunrise. But almost no one gets to see it unfold until now. Every mom and dad knows a beautiful, peaceful sunrise can be spoiled by a stinker.
I already broke my helmet.
Doesn't want to go to school.
Because all you have to do is sit down.
Kennedy's a kindergartner at Hubbard Radcliffe who'd rather be
Playing.
Playing what?
With Lego.
Okay, get your stuff.
a reality that can make his rush to the bus
Hurry.
a struggle.
Okay.
Which is why, a quarter mile down their gravel road,
You just had to come up with the idea.
Rita and Tim Dreyer, a couple so close they might as well be Kennedy's grandparents, are heading out the door at the exact same time with their homework.
It'll be perfect.
Of course.
A mixture of art and physical fitness.
All right. There's one. Want me to hold your hand?
They need to be perfect by 7:15
We'll have to stick our heads out a little bit.
because
The bus.
Kennedy knows the highlight of his entire day is 2 minutes away and a quarter mile down that road.
I'll wait for the whites of its eyes.
It started 2 years ago on Kennedy's third day of preschool.
He says, Brenda, now that I'm on the bus, can you start honking at Tim and Rita's so they know I'm on the bus safe with you? I kind of laughed. Well, yes, Kennedy, I can do that.
We were such good friends, they wanted to make sure that Tim and Rita knew they were on the bus and on their way to school.
At first,
They would just come out and wave.
Okay, here she comes.
but as time went on,
It just kind of grew and grew.
now if the clock says
Okay.
7:15, Kennedy's bus driver, Brenda, is laying on the horn. And the 5-year-old's neighbors
Hello, good morning.
are out on their front lawn, acting like complete kindergartners. Today, the retirees squished themselves inside a cardboard school bus. But at Easter, Tim and Rita spread eggs all over their yard. Another day,
Tim was pulling Rita in the wagon.
And I'll tell you, I don't fit in a red wagon very well anymore.
Tim was also raking snow this year.
And one time they were waving flags up in the window.
hanging outside their second story on a cold morning, just so Kennedy and all the kids
And I'm talking all the kids that are on the bus.
will start their day
Everybody's quiet and their face is right towards that window.
with a smile that still has them talking at supper.
The kids couldn't wait to get home to tell you what Tim and Rita did that day.
They usually do funny things.
Like what?
Like going in a box and wave was Timmy only his hand out and waving.
For no one but those kids.
And I'll do the flash.
I am the only one that sees it. You know, besides these kids, nobody knows they're doing it.
He'll come out
Yeah.
in his cross-country skis, or he was hitting golf balls the one day across the road. And
As I'm leaving the house, I look around the garage and think, okay, what can I grab real quick because the bus is coming.
But some days, like back in March, Tim plans ahead.
On St. Patrick's Day, we were out here, Rita and I, with our St. Patrick's Day hats, green hats, and we brought our pony out.
So Norman could get in on the act too, while Tim and Rita were dancing an Irish jig in their front yard.
You would not believe how happy this makes these kids.
So last year, when the Dryer's yard went silent, for a few mornings? Brenda, the driver, who's heard school bus gossip for 25 years?
You wouldn't believe what I've heard.
Heard the worries. Tim, they'd said, was sick.
Yeah, yes.
And mornings north of Hubbard weren't the same. Sure enough, Tim was in the hospital.
In the mail came all of these pictures of school buses colored by the bus kids.
Elementary school well wishes, reading, "Get well, Tim."
Yep, just kind of melted me.
From every kid, including Kennedy, who might have messed up the color of his bus, but aced the act of love his neighbor had been showcasing for so long.
And it meant so much to me.
They're good people.
Oh, yeah.
They're just good people.
So when Tim was strong enough to stroll back to the bus stop, he couldn't wait to grab a prop and wave.
It puts all those kids in a good mood. It puts Tim and Rita in a good mood. It puts us in a good mood when we get home and hear about that. It's reassuring to know that there's people that care.
I don't know, it is. It just feels good to do it.
Kindergartners go to school to learn how important it is to make friends and play well with others.
Well, we're old enough now we can do stupid things.
Kennedy Duncan didn't need that lesson in the classroom. He witnesses it every day around sunrise
7:15 sharp.
from his neighbors
Just lift it up.
who just want to make sure his day starts with a smile.
It's wonderful. It really is.
Across the state, another school building is filled with teenagers who look a lot alike. And several of them are drawing double takes.
People ask like, "Oh my God, you're a twin," and I'm like, "Yeah, I'm a twin."
How so many sets of twins ended up in the same grade of the same school at the same time, and the confusion it causes. Plus, another neighborhood is planting the seeds of change with a farm in the middle of Des Moines. How two women are growing hope miles from the nearest combine. In Iowa, the distance from farm to table usually isn't very far, but two women are changing the way that food gets routed through the city instead of the country. Rhea Spigner was there this spring as the seeds were dropped into the ground and has been witnessing the difference they've been making as the seasons roll on.
Another one? You got snake glass?
This little sprout plants superfood
Here, why don't you put the worm down?
alongside her super mom and adventurous big brother.
Blueberries.
Hopefully the birds don't eat them all.
They won't.
You don't think so?
No.
On this day, it's planting blueberries and rhubarb
I started.
and some bike riding too.
Honey, you absolutely cannot ride in the street without a helmet.
Mom.
Sorry.
This is a typical spring afternoon for Monica Ovcharsky and her kiddos. Oh, and Barbie. Sliced crispy apples and coloring.
I do really like this one. I like how you did the different colors for the different parts.
Just a few moments in and they're back out. Feeding apple cores to the chickens. Monica with one eye on her little beans and her plants too.
I think it is really good for my kids to see that I work hard. I think it's good for my kids to see me work for what I want and make it happen. And sometimes that means they have to come with mom when we're, harvesting peppers, and it is what it is.
Peppers, onions, strawberries, basil, tomato, corn. As the CEO of Sweet Tooth Farms, whatever you're thinking, Monica is probably growing it.
This is actually my smallest growing space. I have about 1.5 acres in production in this neighborhood in 50314 down by the river. I'm very blessed I have an intern. I have an intern from Drake University who is fantastic, who works for me every weekend.
And in between planting seeds,
My kids are slightly feral. They love being outside. They love playing in the mud and the water. They have their own gardens.
she's planting roots in her kids and the community.
I'm on the board of Supply Hive, and I'm the president of the Junior League of Des Moines.
The latest branch, a farmer's market in the heart of Des Moines.
This is the first market in this neighborhood, not only in Riverbend, but Oak Park and Highland Park do not have a farmer's market either. And so really it's the entire north side doesn't have a market.
And what's better than one supermom of 3? Another supermom of 5.
We just kind of want to open the conversation with the community as far as with their health.
Meet Crystal Freeman, a recent graduate of Drake University, mom and advocate, passionate about her community.
I've seen you do 10,000 things in 5 minutes. So what is your role here for the Heart of everything?
Everything. You know, if I don't do it, Monica's doing it, and we have a wonderful team of people who have supported us and helped make this happen.
And since Crystal is so busy, this was also a small miracle to get her to stop on camera for this interview.
I had lived out in Johnston for a while. And well, for one, I was born and raised in this neighborhood, so I'm very familiar with it. And then when I moved back from Johnston, it was like I was able to really look through a different lens in the community, and I just kind of seen how unhealthy it was.
Just like that, one idea turned into several tents of resources, good local produce, and some treats, too.
For those, we have tart cherry, blueberry, apricot, strawberry rhubarb, raspberry. 2 for $6. 2 for $6.
The Heart of Des Moines Farmers Market was born.
This can be a source, our website, our social media, coming here. You know that you're getting the true information, and it's from love.
We don't want to compete with the downtown farmers market. We want to complement.
So from 2 to 4 p.m. every Saturday until fall, you can be at this neighborhood market and also buy food to put in this community fridge.
So say you're buying something for yourself to take home, you can buy an extra tomato. You can buy an extra bit of food that I will then, or you yourself can take to the fridge.
There's usually a lot more in here, so I'll have to stop back another time.
Just up the street from the market.
There's a huge food insecurity going on, especially now with the pandemic.
Sitting in front of Monica's garden, it's no surprise she runs that too.
Sometimes it's a supplement to what they can buy at the grocery store. Sometimes it's the only food that people can get.
From fridge to farmer's market.
Our strong belief that everyone deserves food, regardless of who you are, where you come from, what you've done, and what you're doing. You exist, you deserve to be taken care of.
Monica and many others hope the growth for her community continues.
Rhea Spigner and photojournalist John Houghton have been watching the market grow at 6th and Forest in the heart of Des Moines. And you can stop by and use the community fridge anytime you need to or donate to it. It's at 1809 8th Street in Des Moines. Straight ahead, all these teenagers are paired up for life.
Like your best friend that's always going to be there for you no matter what, like friends come and go, but your twin is forever.
8th grade in one Iowa school district is packed with pairs of twins. See how so many students are navigating junior high with similar siblings sharing DNA and still differing in so many other ways when our This Is Iowa special continues. Walk the hallways of one Waukee Middle School and you'll definitely do a double take. A lot. Because one class here has been blessed with a multitude of multiples. Tommy Clark takes us inside the grade that's been stocked with similar siblings.
Good morning, Timberline.
Walk into Timberline Middle School, and it's like any other. 8th graders try to sit tight before class starts in 20 minutes.
How do you lose 3 times in a row?
As anticipation builds, thinking about what this school day will bring.
I have a test in math today.
Surgeon Core has a built-in study partner, a proud bookworm, her twin.
I read that one too, and that was my favorite. You've read like all of these.
But at this middle school, these sisters are not alone, because before today's tests, all of these students are lingering a little longer than normal. We asked them to.
It's on.
Every one of these teenagers shares a trait that no one else in their grade can claim.
We are the Laurie,
Rand, Coyer,
20 students,
Lamberson,
Core,
Martin, Johnny,
10 sets of twins,
Carla,
Lightyear,
Diane,
all in 8th grade at Timberline.
twins.
What an anomaly that we have this many sets of twins in this building.
Some have you seeing double. All have a forever friend by their side.
Here, this is my brother.
But no one noticed the number of twins in these hallways until a few months ago.
I didn't realize that there was that many twins. Like Sargoon and Surgeon said, like we went to school with Gavin and Drake and Nora and Lowry and all of them, and so we knew them throughout elementary school. But then coming here, it was just surprising to see so many more.
It's 5% of the overall student population for 8th grade, and that's like one twin in every single class, which is just crazy to think about.
Mrs. Gardelin, their counselor, kept putting 2 and 2 together.
I was trying to do one-on-one with all the students, and I kept thinking, wow, there's an awful lot of twins. One day I thought, you know what, I'm going to count them all up. So I literally went through and counted up 10 sets of twins. I could not believe it.
All in one building, except for Ellis and Dashiell Coyer.
We're online this semester and this school year. We just spend so much time together. We can just talk about like our homework. We both go to soccer and track. We can talk about that. It's just, we pretty much do everything together right now.
The Coyers are online too. So seeing friends like the Martin twins in person was like cracking open a new book.
Read that one.
What?
Top one. And the bottom one.
He fell into the bathtub?
Whether together or apart, they say the twin telepathy persists.
Body language, and I know when Ellis is like upset or he says no to a question, or it's just emotions and stuff like that.
Make eye contact.
Even if it's to cause double the trouble, tricking classmates.
We were like, yeah, we can read each other's minds. We're twins. And we recited a bunch of words, and like we were saying them at the same time. I don't think anyone believed us though. They were like, you guys are practicing, like we could hear you.
But twinning isn't always easy in 8th grade.
Who is older?
I am by 1 minute.
Do you act older?
Yes.
Well, you act 1 minute older.
People ask like, oh my God, you're a twin. And I'm like, yeah, I'm a twin.
You like walk past them down the hallway, you're like, I don't know you.
Because at 14 years old, these twins are developing their own passions.
I like science because I want to be a veterinarian.
I like to do art, like draw and whatnot.
I want to try to break 5:30 on the mile.
Nice. For this next meet, I want to get under 5:20 or anything under that, really.
Just because they're so close.
I don't really want to go to college together because I feel like we're always doing everything together, and I just kind of want to like branch out and like be my own person.
Doesn't mean they envision the same future.
I'd like to like go to college with her. I just like to like stay with her and like make sure she's like safe and stuff.
For now, they're all looking toward 9th grade, one more year at Timberline before the twins take on high school, each with their sibling by their side, at least until they graduate in 2025.
It's always someone that is there for you, a constant friend since you were born, and someone that can always support you through life.
Almost done the second semester. This year's gone by so fast.
I just like know how she feels, and we have a bunch of inside jokes. Like I can just like look at her and like we just start laughing.
It's just a lot of fun because it's just a person, like your best friend that's always going to be there for you no matter what. Like friends come and go, but your twin is forever.
That was Tommy Clark and photojournalist Chris Haberman. No doubt twins are more common these days, but 10 sets in one class? The Timberline principal says he's probably had 10 in his career. So this group, headed to 9th grade in the fall, is rare. We're not the only ones crisscrossing the state, searching for stories between our rivers.
This summer, we're doing all 939 incorporated cities in Iowa.
Meet the two college kids on a mission to experience every town in Iowa and why those stories help us say, this is Iowa. Our state is filled with fascinating characters, and each one has a story. In fact, there are so many, you could spend an entire summer, or even longer, tracking them down. And right now, 2 college students are on that chase.
All right, let's do this.
Visiting every one of Iowa's 939 towns in one summer.
Oh yeah, looks real good.
Grabbing snapshots and, more importantly,
what is your story?
Meeting Iowans.
If we didn't meet these people, we wouldn't know the history of the town, and that's just a great thing for us to learn.
Because unless you spend time with the people who call these main streets and back roads home, you don't get the whole story.
I never heard of a practical joke that lasted almost a half a century.
Which is why, since the 70s, KCCI cameras have been focusing on Iowa characters, like the Washington Coffee Club, that elects a new president every day and then sticks him with a bill.
For once in my life, I can say in all truth and honesty, this is your president, Kevin Cooney, speaking to you from Washington.
Kevin Cooney covered Iowa, KCCI, before Rick Swalwell took us on the road in the 80s, capturing a monkey that kept escaping.
Do Dave and his men feel that Elvis has made monkeys out of them?
I was hoping you weren't going to ask that question.
Dana Carden had his eye on Iowa as the 80s turned to the 90s, and a Southern Iowa landmark closed.
In its day, the Crushton High School gym was one of the finest around, but over the years, it came to be known as the Pit. Dark, small, and incredibly noisy.
Then Steve Carlin covered Central Iowa, introducing us to Kip Shannon at Lake Robbins Ballroom.
When November the 11th comes, I came to the first dance, so that's 75 years.
And the souvenir guy
Souvenirs here!
at iCubs games.
This stuff is a bargain at twice the price.
O'Toole's the undisputed KING of selling overpriced CRAP.
Lately, I've met frat guys cheering for random high schools. Watched senior citizens get hoisted onto bulls.
Good Lord, nice work. You're good and healthy.
And let high schoolers in hospice say thanks to their communities.
It just helps you know that people are on my side, and it helps to keep me going.
The same neighbors sharing stories with those college guys going to every town this summer.
They're super nice to us, and it's just really cool to learn about the different history that they have.
And with us. So we'll keep spotlighting them here on KCCI, focusing on our neighbors who can make us laugh or cry, while making us proud to say, this is Iowa. With photojournalist Glenn Bierman, I'm Eric Hansen.